Steve, Monday after Saturday night, where we went up to Hull. And, you know, I really enjoyed the show from start to finish. We had some fights that we weren't expecting to be cracking fights, but they actually ended up being absolute little wars.
Yeah, there was some competitive fights, like you say, which looking in the paper you would have thought maybe they wouldn't be, but no, we had 10 fights, obviously 5 were VIP fighters and 5 were from elsewhere, but they all managed to win, didn't they?
Yeah.
And you know, on the way home I'd forgotten that we had a stoppage, just
Which
said
is the
all
first
on
fight,
the
wasn't
distance, yeah, so going down the list, the first fight, Matty Harness against Declan D, Matty put on a really good performance and stopped Declan in the last round, didn't he? You know, so yeah, he certainly improved from his last fight, and you know, that was probably one of them where I wasn't expecting a stoppage, and yeah, that was the only one of the night. So we had Matty Harness, and then Logan Richardson with Nabil Ahmed. It was 39-38, wasn't it?
No, 39-37 it was.
Oh, was
but
it?
It was a great fight, wasn't
Right,
it?
okay, yeah, but that was a good fight. Nabil caught him a couple of times, and I wouldn't say hurt him, but he knew he'd been hit, didn't he? And yeah, that was a good little entertaining fight. And then Hash Raymond, he dealt with Jay Cosgood quite well.
That's where it all went wrong for me, because on my thing he was later on in the card,
yeah.
and he was supposed to be fighting Casey Branham.
Yeah, he had 3 changes in the last week, didn't he? And then Sean had to get off, so we had to put him on earlier then. Yeah, but you know, another good performance, and spoke with the trainer Jake afterwards, and he said, you know, he's marked up more than he normally is. He said the kid was a good kid, he's just glad he got through it, and you know, it should have been his 6, but he was 4, so probably Ash was stopped from getting a stoppage win, but again, a good 4 rounds.
Very dominant, wasn't he?
We're trying to get over the line in the Joe Cabana, which would be a great fight. So
is that going to be on the Wigan show, hopefully?
It won't be on the Wigan one now.
No.
Joe's moved trainer. I'm not too sure when he's going to be ready for, but
so we'll catch up with him and find out.
We're working on getting that. Certainly want to get away this year.
But aren't we in Liverpool? Don't we return to Liverpool on the 17th of February or something?
Next year, yeah.
Next year, so
yeah.
maybe on that.
Well, I want to get it out of the way this year if I can. I've already texted him and said keep me informed when it will be. So
right.
We're working on that one. But as I say, when we put the VIP fighters together, they're always in good fights, and that's another one. And they're both ready for that step up.
Both
Whoever wins that one's going to be looking for them having a go at a TV fighting, aren't they? And moving on that way. And then talking about some of the Corey O'Regan, we've not been as active as we'd like to this year with Corey. Been let down a couple of times, but he jumped in last minute to make it 10 fights, and he got the awkward Miguel Zamora, who's been on our show. That'll be the 3rd time now, and Corey dealt with him really well. Got a comfortable win, and afterwards he was saying to me in his 11 fights he's yet to drop around Corey, so that's quite impressive. And we've been told from Matchroom that he's down for Callum French early on in the new year, yeah, so they've apparently got a Sheffield with Dalton Smith, and he'll be on the undercard against Callum French, which is a cracking fight. We spoke about before, haven't we? You know, lost to Callum in the
NBA final.
Yeah, and then after that one we had Les Ordy v Harley Margison, which again was a good
great
show, wasn't it?
Absolute cracker.
Yeah, I mean, Harley didn't do much for the first couple of rounds, but 3 and 4 you could have maybe said he'd won them, you know, so...
well, I think he must have won one and shared one of the last
that
two
was the 39-38, yeah, I got them all mixed up, yeah. And then we had the debut of Adrian King, and he was very composed and jabbed his way to an easy 4-round victory, and you know, with the help with Curtis and the publicity, he was the biggest ticket seller on the night, Adrian, so that's good news, and it'd be nice to keep him active and keep Hull going. Yeah.
You wouldn't have been able to tell that was only his 3rd fight ever.
I know.
He looked so composed.
Yeah.
His jab was beautiful, and he placed his backhand with ease and landed it with ease.
Yeah, for an 18-year-old on the journey that he's had. Hopefully it's going to be a long and successful journey, but from where it started and where it is already, it's a great achievement for the kid. I was made up for him. And then another belting fight, Rowan Stanley against the Baltic Bomber. You know, to be fair, Gennady took a bit of pasty, didn't he? But he kept fighting and kept fighting, even in the fourth round. He gives value for money, doesn't he?
One thing you can guarantee with the Baltic Bomber is he never gives up, does he?
No.
And he got beat every single round, but he still kept trying. But I've never seen him being forced on the back foot as consistently as Roland did. It was a really good performance.
Yeah, loaded up a bit too much, but only his second fight. So again, you can see with his style, he's going to be an entertaining fight, and he sold a good number of tickets as well. And I think they'll only get better because he's attractive to watch, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. And then the next couple I didn't actually see, Lee, but Chelsea Arnold beat Sherry Barnes, and I believe it was one-sided on that.
Very one-sided. I don't know whether the girl, what her background is, boxing is, but she was lost. She kept trying, but Chelsea just controlled the fight from start to finish.
It's a shame really, because most of the women fights you see, they're competitive, aren't they? And so maybe I'm glad I missed that one. And then Louis West won on points against Paul Scaife again. I didn't see that.
Great fight.
Was that a good fight?
Very dominant. It wasn't like the others where it was competitive. It was just a very good display from Louis West. But when you consider that's only his second fight, and it's 15 months from when he made his debut, and I think he'd had a long break from his amateurs. You wouldn't have known that. I thought I was really impressed with him.
Right, well, that was good then. And the reason I missed him, I was just doing a bit of paperwork with James, and I didn't want to miss the main event, Sonny Taylor v Perry Howe, and dominant win by Sonny, you know, 80-72. I thought the other kid might have shared one or two, but you know, I can go with the ref on that he's won every round. And I don't know why I was disappointed in Sonny, but I think knowing what he's capable of, I expected him to step up and prove he's ready to step up again. But you know, we're going to have a chat with him. But you know, he's just had a baby,
I was going to say,
and he wasn't in the gym. Tommy's been away a little bit, so there was things outside the ring that was affecting probably the performance. But at the end of the day, you're only judged on the time you spend in the ring, aren't they? And even though he won't come to, you know, I was expecting more of him. His distance didn't seem right.
He didn't use his
timing was out a little bit, and he was like smothering a lot of his work, and you know,
he allowed
Perry win, but you know, he can do better.
He allowed Perry Howe to be in the fight when really he could have just controlled that on the end of his jab, and even though he was landing his backhand regular in the fight and good left hooks, all the other things that we know he can do, he wasn't really doing. But you know, sometimes
he got him a couple of times with body shots, big overhand rights connected, but it wasn't anything nice and clean, and but never mind it.
I think Perry Howe showed his toughness.
Perry Howe earned his money, didn't he?
He did,
he took Sonny to places he's probably never been before, and he'll learn from it. But you know, for me, who wants to get him in the mix for titles, he didn't show me what I wanted to see. But I know it's there, and it's going to be up to him to make sure it comes out, mate.
Yeah. So what's the line for him? Another 8-rounder?
Yeah, we'll have to see where we are. He might want to jump straight in. If an opportunity comes, you know, I think he's at the stage now. Before that fight, I was going to say you've got to go for it. Whereas now, it's one of those, we'll just see what the opportunity is. And if it doesn't, you know, he likes boxing at Hull. It's a great venue, isn't it? And you know, we've not got that many of our own fighters there, but you know, Adrian King, Rowan Stanley, they're coming through and need to be built up there. And Sonny hopefully is going to be a TV star, but while we're waiting for that, he's got a fight at Hull, hasn't he? And say a few of the other kids there sold a few tickets, so yeah, it's a great place. We'll be going back. It was a good night on Saturday. I was just hoping for the better finale, but never mind, it was a win, and we march on.
One other thing, from never having no heavyweight, got 2 now, mate.
Yeah.
It's always a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, well, listen, we've got a little bit of a break, but we're back at the end of the month on the 25th at Wigan.
Yeah.
I'll catch up with you a little bit nearer the time.
Yeah.
We can run through the card there. But a very good show in the fact that we've got a couple of kids returning, Andrew Fleming, and the return of the very exciting Joe Howe.
Yeah. Wigan's going to be okay, mate. We'll chat about that in a week or 2, yeah?
Alright, mate.
Thank you. Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.